This is the Great Legend, and I'm coming at you live. Man, it has been a long time, and I don't do as many videos as I used to. Kind of just doing my thing when I can do my thing, if you know what I'm saying. But man, it is great to be back live. Let's go ahead and check the chat out, because I know the chat is hopping as the Legends rhymes are dropping. So what do we got in the chat? Oh, there they go. We got Dr. Silver Age. And I told him, I said, is there a doctor in the house? Does he like Silver Age? Oh, yes, he does. Yes, he does. Man, it's great to see you, Doc. Old Rod, one of the greatest, coolest guys. He loves those go-go checks. If you don't know what the go-go checks are, make sure you get some of those old school DCs from the 60s and 70s. But, man, great to see you, Rod. What is going on, Craig Boer? What is happening, man? He says, prepare for the Legends' arrival. And then Gorilla Grodd goes, woo! Man, great to see you. And we got Bake the Snake. I had a great time with Bake the Snake last night on Comic-Core. It was a lot of fun. Friday night show that is off the rails every Friday night, but it's so fun. We get to spend some time with you on Fridays. Long-ass work week, working hard 5 days a week, and you're just ready to come home, maybe get your drink on, maybe get your pizza on, and just hang out watching some comic book stuff. So, man, we really appreciated you, Bake the Snake, last night being our special guest, along with I Got Issues 2319. We had a phenomenal time. Someone else who was there with us last night in the Comic Core chat was Flamin' Sheila. Man, it's great to see Sheila always flaming and hanging out with us in the Comic Core on all the Comic Core shows, whether it be Comic Core Unlimited or this Monday. I believe that's the show that Whitewell Comics has going on this Monday. We're going to have the Golden Guys premiering on Comic Core soon, which is a show hosted by JD and some other cool Golden Age fans of yesteryear. You want to make sure you are subscribed to the Comic Core if you didn't know. So big shout out to my Comic Core brothers and sisters. Craig Boer with the GSX, man. Are you thinking giant size X-Men? I'm thinking you should. I mean, the book is only going to get higher in price, and, man, it's a good book to have, and it's probably the second most sought-after book in the Bronze Age behind Hulk 181. I guess maybe it would be the third behind Hulk 180. I know we got some cameo fans. Big Bear Comics, one of the greatest hosts of the Legends live auction. Great to see Big Bear in the chat. We got Cat Wren Figures, who is a phenomenal channel. She does so much on YouTube. For one, she reviews Wonder Woman for the DC Fans YouTube page, which fans, this ain't just some DC fan page. This is an actual page designed by DC Comics, a YouTube channel designed by DC Comics for all of the DC fans around the world who love DC, who are passionate about DC, to do reviews for DC and put them on the DC Fans YouTube page. So amazing stuff from Cat Wren, and also big congratulations to Cat Wren as she is on her road to 100 subscribers on her brand new YouTube channel called Cinema Figures. So make sure you check out Cat Wren Figures for all your comics and pop culture needs, but also check out Cinema Figures for all your shows and TV shows, movies, and all the rest of that good stuff you've ever seen on the silver screen. But anyways, we're here tonight. We got 8 people watching. Like my brother Comic Spectre, let me make sure I had to do the 2-piece thing, or maybe the 2-suite. Make sure my audio and video are both in sync and everything, because sometimes I change the settings when I'm gaming. But man, the person I want to talk about this hour, and I've got tons of videos. Oh my God, look at Flamin' Sheila. Flamin' Sheila right here with the $2 super chat. You sweetheart, you didn't have to do that, but I'm glad you did, because the Great Legend puts all the super chats back into the show. Next thing I want to get, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it on this desk or not, but I would like to get a shock mount and a microphone arm, to hold my Yeti mic on. That would be really cool, and it would help a lot during the gaming. So any super chat donations that come through, they always go back into the channel, either to upgrade some of my own stuff or to get stuff for prizes or things of that nature. So Flamin' Sheila, thank you again. Man, Cat Wren Figures, one of the best. Her and Carson, her and C. Woodard try to keep us on the rails, but it never works. especially when we get her and Woodard off the rails. So a lot of fun. But tonight I got a big shout out. One of my brothers from another mother, one of the Blasted or Stash It, 1/5 of Blasted or Stash It is Pocan Joe. One of the coolest guys of the Blaster Stash It crew, but just a cool guy in his own right as well. He's a freaking war hero. I'm not going to go too much in that, but he's a real-life G.I. Joe, man. So make sure you subscribe to him. I do have his channel in the video description below, so you can make sure you click on his subscription URL, subscription link. Make sure you go over there, subscribe Pocan Joe, and check out his interesting content that he has on his channel. He's a humongous reader. He buys books to flip, so he knows what's hot and what's not. He buys hidden gems, which I should have pulled. I don't have pants on right now, so I can't really stand up, but I would show my talkie tawny. Because he showed that book. We were at C2E2 together. He was the guy, the mastermind. Him and Chad were the masterminds of this big get-together by Comic Core and Blaster Stash It at C2E2. We had the greatest freaking time. It was just really fun. It's sometimes emotional because when you're like taking it all in of like something that, you know, you worked really hard at being a part of, you know, and having that unity as a group, and, you know, seeing my Blaster Stash It brothers again. I mean, things could get pretty emotional, so I don't think I'll get emotional during this video, but man, I had a great time, Joe, meeting you, and it was a lot of fun, and I'm trying not to ramble on. I need to get to this contest. So Pocan Joe has a 100 subscriber contest, if y'all didn't know. Man, Lord Tapman is in the house. What's up, Lord Tapman? God, I don't have no water, so I can't do the Bake the Snake Vince McMahon voice gimmick here. Bake the Snake. See, now I'm going to have to go get water. But Woodard, that's why Woodard always has 2 cups or 2 mugs of water, because he knows Bake the Snake's going to be watching him. So he's always taking, once he takes that drink, you know you're going to get a Vinceism, or a Vinnie Mac deal. So many hugs, man. Cat Wren, that was all it's all about. And Cat Wren, 3 hugs and a kiss by George Perez. Man, it's like mic drop after that moment. I don't know how close you was getting to Marv Wolfman, though, man. You never know with Wolfman. But I know there's a lot of live shows going on right now. Actually, I really don't. But if there is, I'm sorry. I'm treading on some toes or whatnot. But, man, I've been procrastinating long enough. Pocan Joe 100 subscriber contest. So also in the video description below, you can find the link to that contest. The contest ends on April 15th, or is it April 16th? But I think it ends on Monday or Tuesday. So make sure you get your contest entries in. This contest was a lot of fun. I never had a contest like this. But one of the things, Pocan Joe, when we were staying up late on the first night, I guess it was Thursday night. Oh, my goodness. Thursday night, everyone was staying up late, probably later than we should have stayed up, but we were having just a great time. And man, me and Joe, we got to talk one-on-one for quite a good while, man, and it was so freaking awesome to get to chat with him. And he was telling me a little bit about psychology and philosophy in the stories that he reads, in the comic book stories that he reads, and I felt that was pretty interesting. So, you know, we talked a little bit about it, and most of it was going just over my beanie, because I had psychology in college, and I just don't really remember much about it. I think I just took it to get the points for it. But man, he knows so much about that stuff. So it was so cool to just listen to him, and it's kind of like when you listen to him either on Blaster Stash It or his own channel reviewing books or talking about his comic books. He takes a lot of the life truths that he's learned through psychology and philosophy, and he could relate those to comics just with a snap of the fingers. No Thanos pun intended. But he wanted to know for his contest, his 100 subscriber contest, he wants to know, damn it, I have some notes here, how you take a comic book and tell in your video what you learned from the comic book, whether it be from a psychological standpoint or see, I can't even speak this language. Philosophical standpoint. So, but he was a lot of fun in his video, because, you know, he said don't stress out about the video, you know, if you're not, you know, 100% on anything, that, you know, he'll talk to you in the comments of the video and kind of tell his views on what he'll thought of your video and the story and everything like that. So if you make any weird mistakes, don't worry about it when you're doing this video for Pocan Joe. Of course, the rules: you got to be a subscriber, make a video, all that good stuff. He'll tell you more in his video description. But, you know, my big one, and as you see in the title, Big shout out to Mr. Rockfish as well, man. Mr. Rockfish, one of the best in the fish aquarium. And I know, man, I haven't done a fish video in a long time. I need to do that. Or at least go film myself eating shrimp at Red Lobster. I don't know. That'd be a good video. But tonight what I want to talk to you about, and this may also become a Legends Truth video, but I don't want to go too long. Like I said, there's a lot of great live shows. I definitely don't want to be here during the auction tonight. And while I do have 12 people watching, and that's pretty damn awesome. Let me tell any people that do live shows, anytime you get double digits on a live show, that's 10 or more, dude, you're freaking killing it. You're freaking killing it. If you get double digits, that is phenomenal. Big shout out to Comic Blaster 74. Thank you so much for subscribing. And also, I want to give a big shout out to this guy here. And Dominus Rex. I don't know if it's going to pop up on the screen, but Dominus Rex. 18 minutes ago, while I was setting up the whole, live show, that popped up on my screen. I guess that the alerts don't pop up anymore. But Dominus Rex, if you're watching, thanks so much for subscribing earlier, and also Comic Blaster 74 and Flaming Sheila again for the $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Big shout out to Who Dat Comics and Movies. I'm still waiting for him to make a guest appearance on the Comic Core. We got to get him more on there because there is some great ideas Comic Core has that we got to get going, man. Look at all this white in this beard. The lighting from these two monitors, man, really makes me look old. May need to shave the beard off, as long as Midwest Comic Man's wife, Ivy's, not watching. Because that's a ball and chain I don't need around my ankle, if you know what I'm saying. No, she hit somebody if they shave their beard. Man, good to see you, Comic Blaster. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for taking your time out. I know I take this from my brother Israel, Comic Spectre, which we're going to have hopefully 2 videos, Comic Spectre-inspired videos tomorrow. If not, we're going to have one big-ass live Comic Spectre show tomorrow. So I'm really excited to talk Comic Spectre and his new contest and an AOK that I got from Comic Spectre. Still in the box. I haven't opened it yet. Let me move this out of the way. That's my butt cushion to help with my back. I shouldn't have that in the background. But anyway, back to the Pocan Joe's contest. Big shout out, Robert Galvin. I didn't get to see you. I know you had a live show today. We got 16 watching. Oh, like I said, while I have y'all here in 16, which is the concurrent viewership, peak concurrent that I've had so far, I want to go back to this real quick. It is the charity auction that's starting 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, which is going to be almost in about an hour and a half from now on Whitewell Comics. I got issues 20 through 19, and Whitewell Comics are going to be having a humongous charity auction tonight in about an hour and a half. That's going to proceeds are going to be benefiting Smile Train, CBLDF, and the American Brain Tumor Association. So definitely make sure you check out those guys and their freaking auction. It's going to be cool as duck butter on a Sunday morning. Pages, Films, and Plastics. How to see you, man. Long time to see you. Yeah, brother, I haven't been live a lot. I've been sick pretty much all throughout the week. It took me forever to get caught up from C2E2. I don't even know if I made my C2E2 video yet, but I will. Oh, man, Who Dat Comics and Movies also has a subscriber contest that I need to sign up for because this is a monumental occasion. 500 subs, that's halfway to 1,000, so that is freaking awesome. So definitely make sure you check out Who Dat Comics and Movies. And the greatest thing about live shows is when you're in the live chat, you can highlight someone's name in the live chat, click on the 3 dots, and then you can go to their channel and you can sub those people up. So make sure you do subscribe to everybody. So in the rest of the title, besides Pocan Joe 100 subscriber contest, I've got a little title that says Good and Evil. And Good and Evil, man, from, I guess, what? Cain and Abel, Bible stories, comic book stories, real life stories, Dr. Jekyll, fictional, whatever you want to go with. And religion, ethics, philosophy, psychology. Good and evil is a very common, what is the word? Dichotomy. So in some cultures, with religion, with Manichaean and Arabic religious influences, and I'm just reading most of this crap off Wikipedia because I know the basics, but I don't know all the bullshit terminology. Not bullshit terminology. Sorry, Pocan. I know you love this stuff. But you know what I'm saying? Shit that doesn't rhyme, okay? Shit that does not rhyme. I have a hard time saying words that don't rhyme with things. So religious influence. Now, evil is usually perceived as the dualistic, antagonistic opposite of good, right? Wouldn't you say that? I mean, Lex Luthor is the opposite of Superman. He's evil, but smart. Not saying Superman's dumb, but you know what I mean. No powers, does bad stuff, where Superman has the powers and does the good stuff. Something like that. Cain and Abel. Cain, first one to commit murder in the world. Abel was the one that got murdered. Good and evil. Good and evil is everywhere. Good and evil is in the comic book community. And we're going to get to that here in a little bit. The story I read that inspired me to talk about good and evil, and mostly I'll be talking about the philosophy side of good and evil, okay? Like I said, evil is basically the absence of good, which is also being described as not good, right? It's there's often evils used to denote a profound immorality, just bad people, you know what I mean, like evil. The modern philosophical questions that regard good and evil are with three major areas of study. There's meta-ethics that concerns the nature of good and evil, which we're going to kind of take a look at. There's the normative ethics, which is concerning on how we ought to behave. And then there's applied ethics concerning particular moral issues and situations that could arise from the whole good and evil dichotomy. And a lot of times in duality and dualistic antagonistic opposites of the good and evil, where good should prevail and evil shall be defeated, you kind of look at that duality of good and evil. So he did help me. Pocan Joe really helped me get that point across. So I thought that was freaking awesome. You know what else is awesome? 18 people watching right now. Damn! So that's what I'm talking about, man. Just think if I make it to 20 people. So, man, if you don't mind, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell icon to know when the great legend is coming at you live. Man, double S, thumbs up on the philosophy. Kakarot, what is going on, my friend? You drinking early, brother? Good to see you. Lord Tapman, praise Jesus. Luke 10:19, I've given you the authority to tread on serpents and snakes, and no harm shall come to you. Amen to that. Now, if that ain't good and evil, I don't know what is. You got some of the best good and evil, especially when Jesus was tempted the 40 days and nights in the wilderness. I mean, and bake the snake, bringing that Austin 3:16. And if all else fails, and when you're reading from the Bible, if that doesn't do it for you, just give your bad guy opponent a stone cold stunner, and just let him know that Austin 3:16 told him so. Comic Collector, what's going on? Good to see you. Comic Core Chad, it's good to see Chad up in here as well. So the story I read for good and evil, if you know what movie came out last weekend, if you know what movie we talked about last night on Comic Core, if you've seen the Cinema Figures review of the Shazam movie, we're talking about this right here. Check this book out, people. Shazam Origins. And what I'll do after the video, I'll go in the video description. I'm going to put a link to where you can get the trade paperback and the hardcover if you want the hardcover. It is hardcover. Very cool stuff, people. Very cool stuff. But this was the book, and they're the same book. This is just the trade. My wife went to Walmart. This one here is the Shazam Origins story. It's trade paperback. It's from Walmart. But the cool thing about this was, and I already had it. She came in and was like, well, I've already read it. I've read it actually. I read it in the comic books when it came out in the New 52. I read the story in that hardcover. I bought my dad a copy of the hardcover so he could read it, which he still hasn't read it yet. That kind of pisses me off, but that's okay. He should read it on a rainy day like today. But this is Shazam by Jeff Johns and Gary Frank. Now, what was cool about the Walmart edition, as I give a big shout out to Joe freaking Ryan Comics, phenomenal channel. He's over 1,000 subs now. He's growing at an insane amount, dude. So congratulations, Joe Ryan. He's got those kick-ass editing skills. He's an excellent book reviewer. In my eyes, he reminds me of Kat Wren. Like, she really kicks ass on her book reviews. I've even heard an old guy named Comics with Bueller ask Kat Wren about her phenomenal book review skills. Sadly, I don't think Bueller actually reviews comic books. You know, he just makes gimmick boxes and sells them to everybody. But Kat Wren, on the other hand, phenomenal. Greatest book reviewer, one of the greats, and that's what Joe Ryan reminds me of. But the cool thing about this Walmart deal, the Walmart had this perforated fold-out poster in it. Let me make sure I'm not screwing this up too much. It's like folding the damn road map. Anyways, you got this right here. But I want to show you this. This is cool. Very cool. It's in, looks kind of like the kid that played Billy Batson and, of course, Zachary Levi Shazam. This artwork is done by, can you guess it? Where's his name at? Look really close. One of my favorites, Ivan Rice. And there's some other people that helped him, too, it looks like Prado, Joe Prado, and some other person. But anyway, really cool poster. I plan on getting this one framed just because it looks really cool. And it's kind of a small poster, but very cool. So my wife was like, oh, I didn't know you had that. And I was like, hell, that's okay. The poster's really cool, you know? So in Shazam, the story, if you've seen the movie, you'll know that the New 52 Shazam is pretty much what the movie's based on. The first Shazam, if you're a spec guy or you just love Shazam and you got to have some Shazam in your life. And Israel, if you're watching this, brother Jim Corrigan, these are in fullbacks. These early ones anyway. This is Justice League number 7. After the first... Well, are they still on the dark side? Yeah, they're still, I think, in the dark side. No, or is this? Yeah, they're still in the dark side storyline. I think that went up to issue 12. But what was really cool, starting in issue number 7 of Justice League for the New 52, they had a serialized story in the back of a lot of the issues, and it was just called Shazam. And basically, what the story was, you know, they would put like maybe 8 pages in the back of the book of the normal Justice League, and then you'd have like these, you know, chapters in this book here, Shazam Origins. So if you're interested, this is just issue number 7. This is 7A. Starting in this issue, Shazam. So if you want to collect everything that you read in the trade paperback or the hardback book here, you can pick up your singles. I know a lot of people like collecting the singles. So this was a phenomenal issue. It was kind of your intro issue there that basically had some Dr. Savannah in it. And if you know Dr. Savannah, he's one of the oldest villains of this character. Even from the Golden Age Wiz Comics number 2, Dr. Savannah was in there. But the story, you know, starts out with a normal guy, and he's walking to work, enjoying an everyday life. Remember, fans, artwork by the man, Gary Frank. He's riding up the elevator. See the guy with the glasses? He's riding up the elevator. Or everyday life, you know, doing his thing. And boom, in the elevator, he is teleported to the Rock of Eternity. Okay? And the old man wizard here, Shazam, is trying to test people to see if they have good in them, if they're good-hearted people. So is the Shazam wizard, is he testing them for evil? Well, he could see evil and he could see good, but he wants to choose someone with more good that he can trust to be the champion of the Rock of Eternity. Not like an old champion who used all the power for evil. And you can tell the monitors there, the guy on that side, he's telling his story. And all these other people on the monitors over here are telling their stories of how they weren't good enough to be bestowed the powers of Shazam. And who's the guy doing it? Is that Lex Luthor? No, that's New 52 version of Dr. Sivana, which you could find in this book here. So just like the movie, spoilers if you haven't seen the movie, the Sivana's trying to make his way back to the Rock of Eternity, because in the movie, Sivana as a child got to see the Rock of Eternity, but he wasn't good enough. Before I get to the basis of this story, good and evil, I want to show you some of these singles real quick while we have some folks watching the show. And I'll also check the chat before I dive a little bit deeper into this story. I'm not going to give you the full review of this. I do want to review this later at a later date and show more of my Shazam collection, Shazam statues, anything Shazam related, because I haven't done that on this channel yet. I've done Fantastic Four complete collection all the way from issue 1 to 200, but I want to dive into my Shazam collection as well and let a real deal Shazam fan, just not some guy that follows the gimmick top 10s or the gimmick spec train or the gimmicks, you know, a fan of this character. I want to give you my thoughts on what I think is key, what I think that are books maybe from the 70s and the modern age that you can get to beef up your Shazam collection if you've seen the movie and you want to, you know, dive more into the stories of Shazam. I'm going to show you a crap ton of books that you're going to be able to get for a cheap price. They're really great reads. They're great reads. Are they going to be Wiz Comics #2 money? Are they going to be the Marvel Family issue #1, first Black Adam money? Are they going to be all of that kind of stuff? Are they going to be like Wiz Comics 25, first Captain Marvel Jr.? It's not going to be that kind of money. But if you're really looking into the reading and into the art, you know, I'm going to tell you a lot of great stuff about this character. This was one of my favorite issues. You know, after the first year of the New 52, they did these issue zeros in November of 2012. That was the publication date, but usually 2 months before. But that was Justice League issue 0, another kick-ass cover by Gary Frank. Very good. And this was one of those where it was all about Shazam in this one. And then, of course, I had to get cover B because you get a little bit of everything in cover B. Sorry. Oh, wait. Me and Kat Wren, we're never supposed to apologize for the books being in Mylar. But back in the day, I always said, sorry about the glare. They're in Mylar. And you got to say it kind of annoying to kind of piss off the fans, because you want to grab a little bit of the heat. You want to grab a little bit of the heat, because just like good and evil, all of you people that are watching me right now are good people, excellent people. But you also want to have a little bit of heat, so you have the bad people, the evil people, the jealous people, the people that want the fame and the fortune, and they'll use their power for not good but for evil. You do want to have some evil. You do want to have some thumbs down, because you want to spread your message of good with the people that are spreading the message of evil. So you have that balance, that yin, that yang, you know, that duality, dichotomy, and all the other weird-ass language. But anyway, so this cover's really cool. You got Sivana with the eye gimmick. Of course, you got Shazam. You got the Marvel family over here. You got old Eugene. You got Pedro, Darla, Freddie, and Mary. You got Talkie Tawny, which has a great part in the book. And in the background, in the black hood, evil personified Black Adam. But ask the question this psychologically: was he damaged in his younger years in the head? Was he abused? Was he a slave? Did he get, like I said, physically whipped, abused, slaved to the Eibach and stuff like that in the old days? Well, you do get to read some of that in this book. You get to see Black Adam's kind of origin story, the origin that you saw in the Rock of Eternity when the old wizard was explaining to Billy how they had a previous champion use his powers for evil. But that's one of my favorite covers. That's Justice League 0. If you're a cover collector, these are just really awesome looking covers. You know, like I said, Shazam, one of my favorite characters. And then issue 21 is the final of the storyline, and it's called Shazam's Last Stand. And that's the normal issue 21, but you got Shazam in front of the Trinity, which is pretty damn awesome in my book. You know, you got the big three, and who's in front? You got Shazam, which is really cool. And this is I can't read the cover of this, who did this cover, but it looks pretty damn cool. Now, these two covers are Gary Frank covers. I've always loved this cover. It's where Black Adam's got him in that little headlock there, that rest hold, you know, while Shazam's thinking on what to do and how to do it. So, and it's very similar. The movie where they all turn to the or Shazam family, if you will, in the movie. Same kind of thing in this movie where Black Adam wants all of Billy's power for himself, but Billy, of course, swerves him, and he channels that power. He shares that power with his Shazam family, his foster family. You know, all those kiddos that I showed you right here in the corner there, like Darla, Eugene, Pedro, Mary, and Freddy. So he shares it, and we'll get to that in this book here. And this is just the black and white cover. I thought it was pretty cool, and I just, you know, had to have it. So I bought that one there. Very cool, though. But anyways, back to the story. Let me get all these books lined up. These are all from my Justice League New 52 run, which I believe I have the whole run. But the story keeps on going. Of course, you know, Billy gets his powers. Like I said, I'm not going to do a full review on this because I know Pocan doesn't want to watch a 1-hour contest video. Big shout out. Looky there, man. Love me some Robert Galvin. Man, I miss you too, Galvin. I miss being live. I miss doing live stuff for people, you know. Just hadn't felt. Oh, man, William Thorg, legend, good, and evil is a man-made word, man. That's it, man. Man-made, because man was the first evil, you know. Who was it? Cain. And I think even William Thorg did a video one time about the Cain and Abel thing. So, like I said, check it out. When Billy gets home, he doesn't look too happy. There's all of his foster family. Welcome home, Billy. You know, kind of just like the movie. I mean, basically, thank God for Jeff Johns and his impact he had on that movie to make the movie what it was. Because the movie was just as good, maybe not as good as the book, because the book here has Black Adam in it, where the movie, they're saving the Black Adam movie for when The Rock plays him solo. So, Black Adam spec there. Vasquez is adopting him. You know, Billy's upset. You know, he doesn't like being in a foster family. He's kind of a loner. He wants to be alone. Gets in trouble with some bullies and the bullies' dads. Billy likes to do something different here. He likes to escape out at night. Freddy's following him. Sorry for the glare. But this paper quality of this trade paperback isn't as good as the paper quality. The paper quality in the hardback is much better. But look at Gary Frank. The art there, man. Freaking phenomenal. Billy likes going to see this tiger at the Philadelphia Zoo. And Billy talks to him. Gives him pickles. He said, oh, and you know, I think Cat Wren likes pickles too. Which was just synchronicity. No pickles, just how you like it. No, he doesn't like pickles. Okay, I knew it had something to do with pickles. So he does a sandwich without pickles. Tawny's upset because Tawny knows, in this panel here, Tawny knows someone's following him, and it's Freddy. And Billy knocks Freddy down. He says, Freddy, what the hell are you doing, man? I feel bad for pushing you down. Because earlier in the day, Billy saved Freddy from those bullies. He wants Freddy to leave him alone, because Billy's still a loner here. But anyways, Billy is visiting the tiger. You'll see in this story that he has a picture of his mom and dad at the zoo in front of Tawny the tiger. So in this book, you know, in the current book that we have by DC, Shazam, you know, Talkie Tawny is a part of the Animal Lands, which is just a phenomenal storyline. And it all goes in well with the Rock of Eternity and the doors and things like that. So Billy eventually is just being Billy, right? Now, Black Adam isn't in play yet until Dr. Savannah gets all the research and he finds, with his own magic eye now, he finds the tomb of Black Adam. And with that eye, he could see magic in the eye. So with his magic, he is able to open up the tomb of Black Adam. Black Adam, man, he personifies evil. Let me get you to the Black Adam origin story. Of course, Black Adam's really pissed. But, man, look at the freaking artwork. I hope that shows up. Like, just look at that panel of Black Adam's face right there. And Savannah's face. That's damn good artwork. That's not people phoning it in. That's not like Marvel phoning it in. Like that guy that can't draw feet. This is some excellent artwork. And no wonder it takes him so long to help Jeff Johns get that Doomsday Clock out, man. But it is freaking phenomenal. So after he releases Black Adam, we also notice that they try to go over there and mess with the bully's cars and the father's car, kind of like in the movie. But it's just Billy and Freddy in human form, and the alarm goes off, right? So they run for their lives, but the other kids start chasing them, of course, in the subway, those boys. So Billy's running. You know, gotta love the subway gimmick. It's been around since the Golden Age. Billy actually does get punched in the face in this one. You get a little bloody nose. And then, of course, since Black Adam's released, evil is released upon the world. Kind of like the Seven Sins were released in the movie, but Black Adam is released here. Seven Sins don't come until a little later in the book. But Billy goes to the Rock of Eternity. And you know what's coming. There's the old wizard. And he checks on Billy. And Billy's done a lot of bad stuff. You know, he's no saint, but at the same time, deep down from within, you know, he has good in him. He worries about people. You know, he helped Freddy earlier in the story. You know, so he does have good in him. And plus, just like in the movie, the wizard is running out of time to find this champion. Because in the movie, Savannah released, you know, all the 7 ghosts came into Savannah, right? So major bad shit is going on. Evil shit, if you will. Like I said, I'm not going to go over the whole thing. But finally, he does get the power. And he loves it. Who wouldn't love having all that power, man? Freaking who's it? Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury. Man, you can't beat that with a black beanie hat. So, you got this kid who now, okay, of course, he's going back, tosses those bullies' car in the air. There's the bully's dad right there. You didn't really get to see the bully's dad in the show, but picks up the car, throws it, falls down. So, he's doing a lot of stuff, and, you know, this gal, she's getting robbed, so he pushes away the bad guys. And what does she give him? She gives him some cash, right? So what do him and Freddy go do with the cash? Where is it? They're supposed to do the well, then they go to get more money out of the ATM. But anyways, they go to the fast food, or what was it, the little gas station. Getting their little big gulp gimmick, you know. This is the one where he goes into the convenience store and they start shooting him up with bullets and stuff like that. Gets rid of the bad guys. And then what I like is in the book, pretty much he just learned his powers pretty quick, because then they're already flying away. So awesome. So anyway, all of this is going on, but at the same time in the story, you've got Black Adam. Black Adam shows up in New York City, and he notices there's some people that are upset with their job. The boss is taking their pensions and not paying them well. And this reminds Black Adam to when he was a slave in Klondike or Kondak, whatever. He was a slave, so he gets pissed and he says, why don't you just take your boss and fight him? So what does Black Adam do? There's the boss up there. You can kind of see that Jeff Johns uses a lot of this story and puts it in the movie. But instead of the 7 sins tossing people out the window, Black Adam takes him and just drops him out the window, and it kills him. He comes back down. He says, slaves, you are free. Oh my God, he killed Mr. Gray. Teach it to me, Savannah. So what does he want to teach? Oh, he says their language. Teach it to me, Savannah. So he grabs Dr. Savannah's cranium there and grabs that information. So now Black Adam can understand what these normal English folks are talking about. So Savannah and Black Adam are working together, and only the champion may enter. Okay, he finds out that there's a new champion. Billy and Shazam are making money. Savannah's going to go talk to Gluttony here. That's Gluttony living in the real world. He touches him with magic, and then Gluttony becomes the 7 deadly sin, of gluttony. So, yeah, Billy and Freddy fighting and getting mad, having some tense moments. But anyways, let me get to the part where Black Adam... Of course, Black Adam starts fighting. I don't know where it is in this story, but the Black Adam origin is in here. And I'll go ahead and just kind of tell it to you. So, the Ibok are bad guys that are ruling Klondike and making all those people be slaves, right? So, Black Adam's sister and brother-in-law, because they're married, Black Adam's sister and brother-in-law, yeah, they're married. They both got killed, and Black Adam is left, just still being a slave, with their nephew. And what happens, the nephew gets to see the old wizard, because the nephew's good, pure-hearted kid. I don't think he knows. I can't remember if he knows that his parents were killed or not, or what happened to him, but Black Adam remembers, and Black Adam's pissed. Black Adam's very angry. Black Adam has been beaten, whipped, treated like crap. This little kid, he's still got that pure instinct in his head, so the goodness is still in the little kid. He hadn't been tainted by all the sin, the 7 deadly sins that Teth Adam has seen in his life of being a slave that these people are doing to him. So what happens, the wizard gives him the power. However, the kid says, well, is there a way I could share this power to liberate all the people and all that kind of stuff? Well, he does. The wizard says you can share your power with people you truly love, blah, 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 kind of like Billy does at the end of this book here that we're going to get into. Black Adam, however, when Black Adam and the nephew are standing really close together, the little nephew shouts, Shazam! And as the lightning bolt's coming down, Black Adam kills the kid, kills his own nephew, because he figures the nephew will be like a crutch, and it's going to slow him down. So if you look at that story, how about this? Does Billy Batson see Freddie Freeman as a crutch? Think about that for a minute. Because Freddie in the human form slows Shazam down. Does he think it as a bother? Would it bother Billy? But the thing is, Billy has a lot in common with Freddie. They're close to the same age, and they're kids, and they still see the world for what it is. Sure, there's some bad stuff, but have they seen all of the bad stuff that, say, somebody like a Black Adam has seen? So sure, Black Adam is evil in this book, but did he start out that way, or was it the psychology of him seeing everyone around him get killed or become slaves? That can really change how you think about things, and that can change someone's psyche to be more psychotic. So Black Adam's the way he was due to a lot of bad shit going on. Whereas Billy still has a lot of goodness in him. So let's go ahead and get to the good versus evil. By this time, Savannah's found all the other deadly sins and got them all fledged out looking nasty. And we also have Black Adam running wild. Oh, here's the origin story where, where this is when Billy finds out. See, Amon, have I finally found you? Uncle, where are my mother and father? I'm so sorry. My sister, your mother, and then all of a sudden, Amon. Oh, yeah, this is classic Captain Marvel Adventures 25. I totally forgot about this, but let's kind of look at panel by panel. And finally, what's it saying? Finally, help came. So, there's the uncle fighting some bad guys. There's the nephew. The nephew's asking, where's mother and father? The uncle's like, I'm so sorry about your mother and father. They are. And right when he's about to tell him they're dead, Ibok here, one of the Ibok guys, stab the uncle. So the uncle's dying. But the boy, this is the wizard talking. The wizard is telling the origin story to Billy. But the boy stayed with his dying uncle. I will not leave you. They are coming, and I have led us to nowhere. Amon, I am so sorry. The gods have abandoned Kondak and us. And then all of a sudden, the lightning strikes. The boy's like, no way. He's in. This is the nephew of Black Adam. He's in with all the 7 wizards, the Council of Wizards. He's a kid. Billy finds this out because this other lady's showing Billy through an iPad device. So Billy finds out that the Black Adam story, that the guy, he said, he's a kid. No wonder the wizard didn't want me to have these powers. Billy, wait. Billy, you need to listen. I know what to do, Francesca. I know how to make him stop. So Billy doesn't listen at this point. He thinks Black Adam is a kid, but it's really the little nephew. Billy doesn't know yet that Black Adam killed his nephew because the nephew had to save his own uncle. Remember, the uncle got stabbed, so he knew he had to share the power with the uncle to make him well again and get him back to normal, although the uncle kills the nephew. Billy thinks it's a kid. So Billy knows exactly what to do. So at the very end, we got a couple different things that go on here. You get to see the goodness of Billy. All of a sudden, the sins are running wild. Black Adam's got Freddy and Mary in each hand. Eugene and Pedro and Darla are all on the ground. Like I said, the sins are flying around crazy. All of them come out of Savannah. Look at what happened to Billy. I told you, Eugene, Freddy was telling the truth. He's Shazam. They both have that stare down. Look at that stare down, the panel. You got evil and you got good. You got, what is Shazam thinking? How is he going to fight this? Black Adam wants all the power for himself. The sins are still running wild. Look at that one. I think that's when they do the Transformer gimmick and they all become one big-ass monster. What was it, that construction, bulldozers and stuff? Comic Core says, Jeff did a great job with this story. Legend, awesome show. Thank you so much, Sheila. Listening right now, Legend. Sorry. Well, that's all right, Robert. You do your thing, brother. Jason Smith, Uncanny Kyle Walker. What's going on, man? Mr. Rockfish, still here with us. Craig, still with us. I think I saw Kane and The Undertaker do this story. Yep, same thing. So, release your power to me. Look at that, just the face right there. Release your power to me. So what does Billy do? Okay, the power is yours. I don't even know how to do it. We are connected as family thanks to the wizard's blessing, Black Adam says, and this lightning flows through family. Billy, and then the little voice. This is the little lady from the iPad that gives him help. Don't forget what the wizard told you. Her name's Francesca, by the way. Family is what it can be, not what it should be. So even though they share lightning and they share some of the same powers and same traits, meta traits or magic powers and all that, family is not what it can be, it's what it should be. And even though Billy is not related to his foster family by blood, when he shouts Shazam and releases all that power, and Black Adam looks around himself and he's like, I don't feel any different. And the reason why he doesn't feel any different is Billy did this to him. That's one of my favorite things in the book. And the look over here Black Adam gives to the Shazam family, it's like his jaw drops. Oh, snap, man. So you got the good of Billy sharing his power with his new, with his new loved ones here, his Shazam family. And pretty much, man, after this, it's Billy's fight to win. Now, the Shazam family, they go after the 7 sins. I really love the artwork here. Look at Mary Marvel. Dude, just putting the damn kick-ass moves to the big-ass 7 deadly sins gimmick. And another thing was, I liked this one here in this panel. It's kind of mean. But Black Adam throws Billy through the cage, Talkie Tawny's cage. Talkie Tawny gets really pissed, rips up or slashes at Black Adam and rips his cape off, which is kind of cool. So then you got the capeless Black Adam. And then all of a sudden in this one, he punches Tawny, and Tawny goes flying. Now, what kind of... a good guy wouldn't be punching no tiger like that. So that pisses off Shazam, and what was cool is the tiger's flying through the air. He goes, Tawny, and other than Mom and Dad, you're the first thing I can remember. So remember, he's going back to the picture at the zoo where the parents are in front of the tiger. He says, you're the closest thing to family I've got. And then he fires his lightning off at the tiger. We got the old school Cringer and Battle Cat gimmick. So Tawny, shoot, I lost my place. Look at Tawny on this panel. Or that big ass picture there. Dude, isn't that just awesome? So you got the Marvel family, or Shazam family if you will. You got Tawny. And finally, you got the battle in the skies, man. Just throwing down like no one's thrown down before. Now remember, Billy still thinks that this guy he's fighting is a kid. So he says, I don't want to give it away. I'll just tell you the rest of what happened. So Billy pretty much says Shazam goes to his little kid form. He says he does the Return of the Jedi gimmick. Throws his lightsaber to the side, says, I will not fight you. You know, it does the Luke Darth Vader gimmick, Return of the Jedi. I will not fight you. And then Billy says, let's do this like men. Let's fight, you know, in human form. Because Billy thinks it's a kid, right? So finally, you know, let me make sure he does this. Because, like I said, all of this stuff kind of starts running together. Because there's so many different origin stories that have been written. Then kill me. Okay, he goes like this. He doesn't want to do it. He grabs him up like this by his shirt. Then kill me. Kill another kid and tell yourself it's for the good of the world. Tell yourself you're still a hero. And so he goes Shazam. And so I guess Billy did find out he killed the kid. But he says, I am a hero. And of course, he turns back to his old self. And then he turns to, you know, bones and, you know, stuff like that. So... bad, evil, it lost out, man. Evil lost out in the end. Remember, you can get this at a trade. I'll put the links to Amazon down below. And then if you want the single issues of the Justice League, I'll put the My Comic Shop links down below. If you use those links, if you use my links, I do get a little kickback. And the thing I love about the Amazon kickbacks is Amazon has all kinds of stuff that I need to make my videos look better. So, man, truly a great book. Truly an excellent, one-of-a-kind contest that I've never seen anyone else do in the YouTube comic book community. And that is how to take psychology and philosophy, take those two things and see how they relate to a story you read. And for me, good and evil go great with psychology. They go great with philosophy. So I really want to thank each and every one of you, like our brother Comic Spectre from Comic Corn Limited says. I want to thank you so much for taking the time, spending the time with me here tonight on the Great Legends Show to know a little bit more about good and evil. And I'll close with this. You know, in life, you're going to see a lot of different things. Things are going to come at you left and right. And the way that you handle those situations, whether they be positive or negative, whether the way you handle them in a Shazam sort of way or whether you handle them in a Black Adam sort of way, always be the best of yourself. And if you could stay true to yourself and not let other people or thumbs down or people pull at you while you're running your race of life, you know, as long as you can stay true to yourself, you'll be a better person for it. And then you'll look back in time at those times and how they affected your psychological and how they affected your very own philosophical. So that's one cool thing about this contest is you can take what you read, you can take things in real life, and you can go and rewind, you know, your whole life as a DVR. You can go back in time and you can look at the way how you may have dealt with something in the past a lot different than you would have dealt with something in the present. So I really hope I hope this message of truth inspires you. I didn't mean for it to be like a truth video, but it kind of is, you know, because good and evil's out there. Which one are you? This is the Great Legend. Thanks again, everyone, for showing up tonight. I had a lot of fun. Double S, Cat Rent Figures, Doc Silver Age, Robert, the Galvin of the G Spot, Flamin' Sheila, the smartest man, one of the smartest men in the room, getting all them Golden Age Shazam books. No, you'd had some good finds there. Uncanny Kawaka, Comicore, everyone who's been out with us tonight. Let's go up and down the line one more time. Bad Dad 320, man. I'm so sorry I didn't shout you out earlier. You know, when the legend starts going, he starts going. A lot of love for Cat Ren. Robert Galvin, $5 super chat. God bless you, brother. Flamin' Sheila, $2 super chat. God bless you. Pages Films Plastics, Bake the Snake. Comic Blaster 74, man. Thank you again for subscribing, brother, and thanks for hanging out. Lord Tatman, thank you so much for that Bible verse you shared with us from Luke. Always one of the best, man, especially when it's got that red letter text in there, because you know that's coming straight from Jesus right there, man. But all you people, Who Dat Comics and Movies 500 subscriber contest, check video description below for the Pocan Joe 100 subscriber contest. Comic Spectre, look for his contest video. I'm going to be doing on my channel tomorrow and also in AOK. We're going to have a big-ass Great Legend show in honor of Comic Spectre. Cat Ren Figures, love you so much. You and Mark BKR, y'all are two awesome superstars. Kyle, Prince of New Zealand, is in the house, man. Double S. I may not like some people in the comic book community, but I respect them not to talk behind their backs. Hell yeah, man. You know, maybe in the past the legend would have got pissed. They may have went Black Adam on some people. But now, you know, I've been inspired and I've been anointed and blessed by being a member of probably the greatest collab. I don't even want to say it's a collab because it's for the whole comic book community. And that channel is the Comic Core, and it's in the chat room right now. So make sure you subscribe to the Comic Core and see how you can be a part of the Comic Core, whether it be joining the Comic Core Facebook page, joining the Comic Core Facebook group chat, or just being a guest on the show. Or hey, if you got an idea for a show, let some of us at the Comic Core know, and we'll see about getting that show on there with you on that panel. So that's what we want to see. We want to see a lot more united in the community, and just everyone be the best people they can be not only in the community but in their real life as well. So fans, again, thank you so much. We are about we're about 50, no, about 50? Or is it 40? Dude, I don't even know. Let's check the time real quick. So we got this charity auction, okay? So maybe an hour and 9 minutes away from the I Got Issues 2319 and Whitewell Comics charity auction. It's tonight, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central on Whitewell Comics channel, and it's Panda and Whitewell and a plethora of others. Take the Time Collectibles. Tons of people have donated items for this charity, and the proceeds are going to be benefiting Smile Train, CBLDF, and the American Brain Tumor Association. So those guys, man, Alec and Panda, just doing some great work on their channel. I couldn't be more proud of them, and I couldn't be more proud to call them my friends. And it was a great time having Panda and Bake the Snake on Comic Core last night. If you didn't watch that show, watch it on the rewind, because it's always better watching the second time around, while you can turn those frowns upside down and smile and laugh and enjoy what the Comic Core is bringing to the YouTube comic book community pretty much 5 days of the week, starting on Monday. I mean, so there's always something for everybody on Comic Core. So make sure you check that channel out. Like I said, I need to put the video, the description, or the link in the description of the video, but if not, just make sure you type up Comic Core and sub up the Comic Core. Well, fans, thanks again. We're going to be back again tomorrow. I'll see y'all at the auction in the chat tonight, but we're going to be back tomorrow with some Comic Spectre love, and then into the week, I'm finally going to get a chance to play some Destiny 2 and let Knights of Old what I thought about Destiny 2. So we're going to have a big video for Knights of Old as well. So yeah, just a lot of videos for other people to share the love of their passion on my channel. So you people that watch my channel will find them and share the love by watching them and learning something new that you may have not known about comic books, and the love and the passion that people have in our community for comic books and pop culture. So I've gone on long enough. I'm so excited. I'm going to get something to eat. I'm going to watch this awesome auction and maybe play some WWE 2K19 tonight as well. Fans, thank you so much. Pocan Joe, we love you, brother. Good luck with your 100 subscriber contest, and we'll see you for the 200 subscriber contest. This is the Great Legend saying peace out. God bless.